Good day everyone, I am Kristen C. Portillas. So we discuss today about Philippine budget process. Why we need to know the Philippine budget process? So understanding the Philippine budget process is important because it allows citizens to be informed about government priorities and hold officials accountable. Enables effective participation in budget, discussion, and advocacy, promotes transparency and accountability in spending, leading to improved governance and better public services, and also ultimately contributes to national development by reflecting the people's need. So, if kabaluta sa budget process sa Pilipinas is mas kabaluta og asa ilang priority na mga budget og asa ang gamay lang na budget og unsay need nato na mga budget for this year or mga future na year. So, I make my own infographics that explain the Philippine budget process. So, here is my example of my infographics that have a 4 phases process, which is first, budget preparation, second, budget legislation, third, budget execution, and last, the budget accountability. First step is the budget preparation. This process of creating the budget. So first is budget call. The DBM or the Department of Budget and Management issues a formal directive to all government agencies instructing them to submit their proposed budget within a specified time frame. So in this step, the budget call outlines the government's priorities for the fiscal year, including key development goals, economic targets, and resource constraint. So, the second step of the budget preparation is the agency budget proposal. So, in this step, each government agencies prepare its budget proposal based on first, program or project plan. So, in this program project plan, detailed description of their plan activities, outputs, and outcomes. Second, based on proposal, was performance target. So, we need to use the SMART goal for our program. This is the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Next is the cost estimates. So we need accurate and realistic estimates of the financial resources required to implement their plans. Then, the third step of the budget preparation. This is the technical budget hearing. So the DBM or the Department Budget Management conducts hearing with each agency to first review and discuss. So scrutinize the agency's budget proposal, assess their feasibility, and address any concern or questions. Then, second, justify allocation. So it required agency to justify their budget request and demonstrate the value for money of their proposed programs. Then, the last step of budget preparation is the submission and approval. In this last step of budget preparation, the budget proposals are reviewed by the Cabinet and the President. So in this step, there is a prioritization. So the President prioritizes national development goals and allocates resources accordingly. Second, budget adjustment. So in this step, the president may make adjustment to the agency budget proposal based on policy consideration and available resources. So, in this budget preparation, the significance or the importance of this process is this stage establishes the groundwork for the entire budget cycle. It ensures agencies prioritize government plans and also align their resource allocation with national goals. Second is the budget legislation, the process of authorizing the budget. So first, submission to Congress. The President submits the proposed national budget to Congress in the form of General Appropriations Bill or GAB. Second step is the congressional deliberation, hearings and debates. Both the House of Representatives and the Senate conduct hearings and debates on the GAB, inviting agency heads and other stakeholders to provide testimony. And also, appropriation committees. The respective appropriation committees in each house scrutinize the budget in detail, analyze proposed allocation, and recommend amendation. Next is the floor debates. The entire House and Senate debate and vote on the amendments proposed by their respective appropriation committees. Next is the bicameral conference committee. If the House and Senate versions of the GAB differ, a conference committee composed of members from both houses is formed to reconcile the differences and arrive at compromise. Next is the presidential approval. Once both houses have passed the reconciled GAB, it is transmitted to the president for approval or veto. So in this step, the significance is this stage is where the legislative branch exercises its powers of the first. Congress reviews and approves the budget, ensuring it reflects the needs of the Filipino people. Third phases is the budget execution, the process of implementing the budget. First step is the fund releases. The DBM releases funds to government agencies based on the approved budget through various mechanisms such as special allotment release orders or SAROs. Second, program implementation. Government agencies implement their programs and projects using the allocated funds. Agencies follow procurement procedures to ensure transparency and value for money in the acquisition of goods and services. Agencies disburse funds to contractors, suppliers, and other stakeholders. Next is the monitoring and evaluation. The DBM monitors the implementation of the budget to ensure that funds are used for their intended purposes and that programs are achieving their objectives. So agencies are responsible for monitoring the performance of their program and submitting regular progress reports to the DBM. So the significance of this stage is where the budget translates into concrete actions. Agencies use the allocated funds to deliver public services and programs. Lastly is the budget accountability, the process of reviewing the budget and ensuring it was implemented as planned. First is audit. The Commission on Audit or COA conducts an annual audit of government agencies' financial transactions to ensure that funds are used legally, efficiently, and effectively. Next is the legislative oversight. Congress conducts oversight hearings to monitor the implementation of the budget and investigate any irregularities or issues. Next or last is the transparency and disclosure. Government agencies are required to be transparent in their budget utilization and disclose financial information to the public. The significance of this stage is promote transparency and good governance. It ensures that public funds are used efficiently, effectively, and in accordance with the law. By the following these four stages, the Philippine government ensures a well-defined budget-making process that promotes transparency, accountability, and effective resource allocation for the benefit of the Filipino people.